Well, good morning, everybody. Today is March 3rd. Now, listen, I'm going to chime in on STARLINK because this is the other elephant in the room that no one's really talking about. So the first thing I want to show you is what is a lot of this commotion about in the first place. What's coronaviruses? It's a frequency. Okay, it's a frequency disease is what I'm going to show you. But what are they really masking behind the scenes? The Fed cuts rates by 0.5 percentage point to combat the coronavirus slowdown. Well, it's all contrived, fake, phony, and false. All right, so they want to bring in the cryptocurrency. This is 2020, folks. They're putting it all together. Now, what I wanted to show you that was important, now STARLINK is more important than you know. Let's go ahead and go into some bizarre little pieces of facts about this. Okay, first of all, this is Elon Musk. Okay, they did an official test on October 22nd, 2019. All right? And believe me, they've been testing this 5G. Remember the cattle in Europe and they all freaked out and they really got ill when they practiced the 5G on them. Okay, so we're guinea pigs. I'm sure you figured that out by now. We're total guinea pigs. But what is interesting is, one, it did come out in October. He retweeted and said, wow, it works. All right, wow, it worked. That was the first official test. Now, what he's doing that's very strange is he put out 60 of these satellites in May. And then in October, 3 different sets. Let me show you the proof, okay? 3 different sets of 60 at a time. All right, so let me show you that. Now, it isn't free, by the way, to anybody who thinks. I think he originally advertised it as free. No, he wants money. He wants $100 to $300 for the service. He hasn't decided. And it's being forced on us, folks. It's for internet so he can go to Mars. Okay, he wants to make trillions of dollars so he can go to Mars and destroy our planet through this frequency. All right, so he did the FCC filing in October, right? I knew about that. But let me show you what's really weird is the way that he did it. And let me see. Where did that go? It's up at the top. It's the way that he did. Okay, so SpaceX launched 3 batches of 60 satellites. That's 666. That's the mark of the beast. He's telling you right there in code. Okay, it's mark of the beast. It's what it is. So the 3 batches of 60 satellites already ahead of a planned start for services later this year in 2020. All right, so this was October, folks, when he sent the 3 batches of 666, when everybody started to getting sick. Yeah, when you start realizing, and yes, again, there was a forced vaccination program going on in China also, simultaneously. That actually took place in December. So, here we go. How much will a subscription cost? This is what this is about. It's about money. He wants to launch up to 42,000 satellites, all right, for profit and to destroy our planet. I don't think they're human. I really don't. I don't even think Elon Musk, remember when on Joe Rogan's show? Let's take it back a little further. Remember when Elon Musk talked about the demons and we thought that we could contain the demons when he seemed like a real human being way back 2017, early maybe 2016. He talked about the demons. And then he went on the Joe Rogan show and he was not the same person. He's sweating and he's saying, hey, your cell phone, you're already connected to artificial intelligence. And it was truly a bizarre interview. Everybody noticed that. As though he had already taken the Neuralase and was under the control of artificial intelligence. And okay, so then he starts doing these runs by this, 330 times 3, which is a 666. We're going to get into it further. All right, I had a couple other links, but I'm trying to streamline because we got a little ways to go. All right, connecting. Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to actually get out of here for now. I want to take you into KJ. He does a really good job. Remember, part of it is the stock market. Okay, it's partly a distraction. But this is what was going on with that Princess Cruise. They had 5G service. And it was beaming down from the STARLINK program. It was beaming down from a satellite. Now, I want to bring this into you because KJ does a really good job. This is, excuse me, February 3rd, 2019. Let's take a look. We'll listen.
This beast system and all of its minions, all the secret societies that run it, they love their symbolism. Here's a side-by-side of the old school Tower of Babel and then this new creation they're wanting to achieve. And this is from the article. The new tower will take its place next to the iconic circle, square, and triangle towers. And this right here is one of the most interesting pieces of information from this article about the new towers they're going to build, topping out at 91 stories and reaching 1,150 feet toward the heavens. It is estimated that the spiral tower will take 6 years to complete at an estimated cost of $666 million.
There you go.
So I started this video with the now infamous footage of Regina Dugan, who's from DARPA and also had been a Google CEO.
By the way, before I get too far, and I don't mean to interrupt, but the Neuralink, and then you've got the satellite link, you've got the, it's the same, okay, Neuralink and STARLINK. Link is the key word. The STARLINK, you will connect, the Neuralink will connect to the STARLINK, and the AI will control your mind. This is really more what is actually going on.
And in that video, of course, she's talking about how cool it's going to be when people start accepting these tattoos that you can put on your skin and it'll connect you to the internet. So as far as I'm concerned, that was a real soft sell on ultimately what they're really wanting to do. And they are truly wanting to connect us, human beings, to artificial intelligence and to the internet.
Yes.
Essentially tinkering with God's own creation in that sense. So here's the story. Elon Musk claims Neuralink technology that will connect the human brain with computers is coming soon. Elon Musk believes humans must link up with machines in order to fight the inevitable onslaught of artificial intelligence. And to me, that's a ridiculous sentence.
I agree.
But once again, how are they going to sell this kind of a thing to the public? How are they going to get people to sign on to getting connected to artificial intelligence and the internet?
Yes.
In a recent tweet, the SpaceX and Tesla CEO said technology from his latest company, Neuralink, will be coming soon. Neuralink has previously teased a product that would effectively connect human brains to computers using, that's right, a tiny implanted chip. So the article gets creepier. In November last year, Musk told Axios that the technology would involve an electrode to neutron interface at a micro level. More specifically, it would be a chip and a bunch of tiny wires that's implanted surgically into your skull. The long-term aspiration with Neuralink would be to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence and to achieve a sort of democratization of intelligence such that it's not monopolistically held in purely digital form by governments and large corporations. But most importantly, at least for me, I found this last sentence very interesting as well. I believe this can be done. It's probably on the order of a decade. Musk has long been a critic of artificial intelligence, warning that it should fall into the wrong hands or become too smart. It could wreak havoc on the world.
Yeah. What happened to him?
He launched San Francisco-based Neuralink in 2016 to develop implantable brain-computer interfaces that could upload and download thoughts. It's interesting that on one hand he's talking about how dangerous artificial intelligence could be, but on the other hand he's wanting to hook us up into it. This right here is from his website, Neuralink.com. You can check this out for yourselves. There's actually a list underneath this right here of different jobs that they're trying to get filled, the positions. So it says here, Neuralink is developing ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces to connect humans and computers.
There you go.
What could go wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're looking for exceptional engineers and scientists, etc., etc. None of that really matters. But the point is that this is all very real, so you can look this up for yourself.
Yes, it's real.
And they're currently hiring different people at Neuralink to essentially connect human beings and computers. And there's been a slow build-up to this connecting humans and computers. They've been doing this kind of a thing for quite a while. Here's a story from 2012. New pill with ingestible microchip monitors you from the inside. Here's a story from Digital Trends. Came out in 2016. Touch in VR goes in a predictable direction. VR sex suit sells out in hours. I was mentioning earlier in the video how I've seen stories over the last few years
There you go,
talking
the
about getting rid of
digital
cash, making everything digital.
Yes, folks.
Here's a story right here from 2016, inside the secret meeting where Wall Street tested digital cash.
There you go.
And all of this is important, once again, because we see the trend. We see where it's moving.
Yes.
Here's another story from 2016. Some of you may not remember this, but you'll remember the picture when I show you. It says it looks like he's planning to steal our brains. Picture of Zuckerberg from Facebook and 5,000 devoted, quote, zombies wearing virtual reality headsets triggers online ridicule and fear.
So they're working it, folks. They're working it.
And all this talk about the human brain and connecting with computers and everything else reminds me of this really creepy story that just came out recently. FDA approves new treatment for ADHD using electrical shocks to the forehead.
It's not human, folks. Do you get it? They're using frequency.
So if you didn't know, this is essentially shock treatment. Shock treatment.
Yeah.
Look how they're trying to sell it. There's an exciting breakthrough for the treatment of ADHD, and it doesn't involve drugs. Most importantly, check this out. The device called Monarch. Monarch.
Yeah, Monarch.
Stimulates different nerves in a
Mind
similar way
control.
that studies have shown stimulating nerves in the neck are effective for controlling epilepsy and depression. And most of us understand the connection between messing with your mind and Monarch.
Yes.
The Monarch project is real. It's a mind control program developed by the CIA under Project MKUltra. So here's Elon Musk, and he's going to create a system that can plug human brains into computers, essentially, by using a microchip. So he wants to microchip the population. And he said that this goal will most likely be met within the next 10 years. Well, considering the time we're in right now, 2019, somewhere around the middle, close to 2020, isn't it interesting that in just 10 years' time, we'll be at the 2030 agenda? Pope Francis urges Christians to back Agenda 2030. Pope Francis has published a papal document urging Christians to adopt climate change and environmental propaganda as a core part of their faith. So if you didn't know, 2030 really is the end game. It's all about the New World Order, all about massive control over the entire planet in the hands of just a few.
Yes, that's what it is.
And interestingly, it falls into that timeline of when perhaps the microchip may be ready for humanity within 10 years.
Okay, and I can't help but think about the e-portation technology is combining with the STARLINK. Now, what we're going to do, okay, so and it's going to be in the vaccine. That is their plan. Now, I want to go back in time just a little bit here, and I want to show you this particular plan. Okay, this plan has been in the works since 1976. All right, so let's take a look. Very important to take you back because what's causing coronavirus, it's a frequency disease. That's what all the data points to. And he released this in October of 2019. Elon Musk started bringing them out. Okay, 3 times 6, 666. It's not an accident, it's symbolism, and they're freaking crazy. And I don't even consider them human. It's Fourth Reich technology, okay? World War II, paperclip, this is when all this insanity started. So let's go back to this. Urgent warning, America. This is a leaked document. Frequency attack plan. Yes, they'll have complete control of your mind, everyone, and the planet, okay? This is what happened to this Diamond Princess. They had 5G beaming in, and guess what? Sitka now has 5G. All of a sudden, we don't even have 5G apparatus. But now, these boxes, your computer box that you get from GCI now has 5G in it. My friend just called me yesterday. He said his son went down to get a box. It had a red light, and he said, "Hey, what is this red light?" And they said, "Well, it's 5G. And he says, "Well, I have a pregnant wife, and I don't want 5G. How do I get rid of it?" And then they said, "Well, this is how you get rid of the light." And he said, "Well, getting rid of the light, does that get rid of the 5G? No, sorry, it doesn't." So it's incorporated into the system now here in Sitka, Alaska. We're in the middle of the wilderness. All right, this is for rural zones. They talked about it. So it's already happening here in Sitka. I'll find out exactly when they started that, okay? I'll find out. It'll take me about a week. So here's Barry Trower and Dr. True Ott break down the White House government document where you will find both scientist Barry Trower and Dr. True Ott. Excerpt, Barry Tower. This is very important because this goes back to 1976. This whole thing has been schemed and planned for a very long time. You're absolutely right here, sir, because when I look at the economic growth and will increase profits, we're kind of talking about going into the 4G LTE and into 5G, what we're looking at, the Internet of Things. Because when I look at the economic growth that will increase profits, you're actually talking about, I would think, at about 101% of the country will become immensely rich from this new technology. He's talking about 5G. But most of the rest of the population, certainly half of the children exposed, will become quite sick. Patients for life, remember they got all the medical crap just waiting, okay? It's all pre-planned. They're very devious. I don't think they're human. I really don't. I think we better start looking at that, and I tell you, disengage. That is the answer, is to disengage. But most of the rest of the population, certainly half the children exposed, will become quite sick. In fact, very sick. And some of them will die. And of course, all that requires medicines, vaccines, fake-ass vaccines for the fake-ass frequency coronavirus. It's a frequency induced. And I'm going to show you that. And of course, all that requires medicine and time off work, and the rest of the population will become poorer, whilst you have just these very few, the people in power, becoming super rich. You're seeing it now. All right. So now let me go into this real quick, and I will certainly leave the link for you. And what I wanted to show you is they got a list, okay? It's 4,500 known...
Okay, we'd like to introduce Barry Trower.
Known ailments from frequency diseases, okay, since 1976. It was a plan. This whole 5G has been planned at least since 1976. Is what we're saying.
Regarding new technology that the American government are releasing. So we asked Barry to have a look at this technology. We ourselves didn't know much about it. We're not that advanced in that technology. And
He's
this
an
is
expert,
more Barry's background. We've asked Barry to have a look at this and get his opinion on it. Good evening, Barry. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for calling me.
No problem at all. Thanks for doing this, Barry. Deborah was on our show a couple of weeks ago, and she sent us over the information, this document, and she's concerned about this technology that was on I believe, on the White House government website.
Yes.
And so we printed out a copy and we sent it over to you and to have a look at. Obviously you had the chance to have a look at it. Can you tell me what you think were your first impressions of the information?
I'm going to upset a few people, sir, by telling the truth here. It was written by US scientists, and the title of the document is to spur economic growth. In fact, they say here, will increase investment dollars. Now, I'm going to take you back to 1976, when this level of radiation was known by the United States research scientists to cause up to 4,500 different illnesses in human beings.
All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to read off some of it for you, and you're going to find that all the symptoms of the supposed coronavirus are in here. All right, they're listed in here. And let me go ahead. You got confusion, short-term memory loss, inability to focus, brain fog, sluggish thinking, difficulty concentrating. We're talking about the movie The Cell. We are talking about the movie The Cell, all right, where you're activated by a 5G tower system. And now you got the STARLINK, and that will also connect to the NEURALINK. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, headaches, migraines, vision disruption or eye problems, eye pain, cataracts, head or chest pressure, hard to read right in here, difficulty breathing, oh look at that one, respiratory problems, and difficulty breathing, slow reaction time, sleep disruption, white noise, 24/7, ringing or buzzing in the ears, and by the way, my ears have been ringing even more. So we're talking that the starlights have already been going up, starlight satellites. where they are beaming down Wi-Fi 5G from the atmosphere now, and Sitka now has 5G, and they're beaming it into the box. All right, the box that you have to have. Okay, ringing or buzzing in the ears, ear pain, tendinitis, bedwetting, urinary problems, behavioral problems in children. Pets get jumpy, mood disorders, lethargy, exhaustion, chronic fatigue, lost productivity, sick days, loss of employment, unusual family conflicts, disintegrating relationships, impotency, infertility, birth defects, lifespan decreases by at least 8 years, heart attack, pacemaker defibrillation. By the way, when you go into GCI, there's a defibrillator there on the wall. Interesting. Circulation problems, joint difficulty, muscle pain, fibromyalgia, dementia, personality changes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS. These are neurological conditions. Atrophic lateral sclerosis, childhood cancers. All right, we'll continue. He's going to talk, and I'll hit the next list. Okay, it's important that
depending
you know.
on stage of growth and state of health. And it was also corroborated by the United Nations.
There you go.
And
Lovely.
in 1976,
There you go.
this level of radiation
that you're seeing
was
here.
marked, basically, the documents concerning the ill health effects from it were marked top secret. And the United States scientists sent a report out to...
All right, listen, we've got to continue. You need to hear these symptoms: balance problems, anxiety. I can't read the one that seems to be hidden under there. Depression, suicide, tension, irritability. These are all frequency manifested conditions. Every known condition that you have can be induced with a frequency. Tension, irritability, tremors, nervousness, seizures, vertigo, nausea or vomiting, flu-like symptoms, digestive difficulty, nosebleeds, hair loss, cell oxidative damage, skin problems including rashes, skin irritation, diseases, high blood pressure, there's one at the top I can't see, stiff neck or back, shuts down the cell to cells, death. All right, and then you can see where electroportation comes into the picture, pretty damn easy to see. Changes in genetic makeup, DNA breakage, EMF, causes mercury dental filling vapor to leak, causing organ and brain damage, cirrhosis, autoimmune diseases, ka-ching, ka-ching. Lupus, and a big one is going to be rheumatoid. They have tons of medication for rheumatoid. It's a false disease. It's organisms in the body. Then this frequency is going to cause a flaring up in your body, and they want to shut your immune system down. Don't ever take medication that suppresses the immune system. Do not believe their lies. If I'd have done that, I would be dead right now. I know better, and I know my body, and that's a big part of your protection, folks. Dial into your body, do the mind healing, and know your body. EMF causes, psoriasis, autoimmune diseases, lupus, damages the mitochondria, the mighty mitochondria that we will not exist. Okay, this is a takeover. This is the wiping out of humanity right in front of you, and the only ones who can survive will have to have this chip and be integrated to the beast system. We're looking at it now, and the financial collapse leads to the cryptocurrency and the mark of the beast. We are here right now, and we need to be smart. And this coronavirus is all about power that they get through quarantines and other draconian laws to lock us down and make this crap happen. Free radical damage and aging, worsening existing poor health, demineralization of cell tissue, heating beamed on humans, frequency creates a high fever. Heating beamed on human frequencies, a higher fever. I can't read that word right there. Some of the critical stuff is, I can't. Rhinitis, that's the ringing in the ears, asthma, allergies such as hay fever, food allergy, atopic dermatitis, inflammation of the skin, itching and chapping skin on the trunk, rheumatism, painful conditions. That's because the organisms are growing the frequency. All right, and remember that when the 5G comes in, they talked about how even regular mold, black mold, can 600 times fold turn into highly toxic mold. So now we're going to start seeing a sickness on a different level because it's mutating the regular organisms in our world. And now black mold will certainly kill you because it's tweaking and mutating. They know what they're doing. It's not human. It's not human. Fourth Reich technology, folks. And you need to disengage. You need to stop supporting Elon Musk and all of these lies, okay? Itching and chapped skin on the trunk. Rheumatism, painful condition of the joints and muscle character. Characterized pain and stiffness. This is big money on rheumatism, folks. It's fake. And this is a frequency disease, coronavirus. Benign uterine fibroid tumors, bone loss, osteoporosis, dehydration, kidney damage. Kidney damage leads to renal failure and mental health problems. Okay, they've known since 1976. Now, we could continue, but where are we at? I'll tell you what, I'm going to wind it down. I'll leave you these links. Do you see what's going on? They are tricking the public, and they knew that the Starlink was going to go online. They knew that, October. So that's when Event 201 came online in October, because they knew that when the Starlink system went up, people were going to have symptoms, and they had to hide it. And how beautiful, okay, to take a situation and turn it into something where you can lock down all of mankind if you're not smart enough. Then they're going to drop the economy. Then you're going to get a chip, and voila. You know, that's the other thing. Elon Musk said that the neural lace, the NEURALINK, would be available to the public this year. So you got NEURALINK and STARLINK. And the key here is link. They are linking your mind to artificial intelligence and then these satellite systems. Okay, I think you get the point. All right, you got to be savvy here, folks. They hide so much stuff, and they make it seem like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's all part of the trickery. All right, this is artificial intelligence, big move. It's taking over if you're not smart enough, with the assistance of the globalists and the top players at the top and some messed up baby boomers. Yeah, who profits, folks, on this whole system? Your lovely, lovely baby boomers, all pre-planned since 1976 and before. All right, guys, take care. Food for thought. This is what's going on. Coronavirus appears to be a frequency disease. It's not real, and Sitka now has 5G. All right, out of nowhere, and we don't even have the infrastructure system for it. So obviously, Starlink is online, and it's doing its thing. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.